Another reason to stop him going, but we're confident he's going to get into Canada because George always does. So that will be this afternoon, and we're going to talk about where we take Viva Palestina later on, and again we're looking for your ideas. So the first people I'm going to bring up is a lady that I think most of you know on the convoy. I just want to tell a couple of stories that I heard about Yvonne on the convoy. Yes, I know your husband's here, Yvonne. So basically, Yvonne for me is, apart from a really good friend, is one of the gutsiest women that I know. You know, she goes to these countries that, you know, like while they're fighting, and I go to Yvonne, you've got to be careful. Yeah, no, look, I'll be fine. But some of the stories that I heard was she was really supportive on the convoy, but also that you snore, Yvonne. Apparently, and I understand what have you. But you also got a lot of tea made for you by a number of the people on the convoy. She, of course, works for Press TV, who are the only really TV station to cover the journey from start to finish. So it's Yvonne Ridley.
Brothers, sisters, friends, assalamu alaikum. Sorry I was late, but the traffic was so slow coming down Solihull Road, I thought that the Tunisian police were at the head of what we achieved, and I'll say we, because everybody in this room helped get that convoy on the road. There were tens of thousands elsewhere throughout the country. Everybody who contributed from a few pounds in tins to the actual guys who drove the vehicles. So many stakeholders were involved in Viva Palestina, and it's really wonderful to see so many of you here today. I thought I was just having a get-together with a few people, but it's wonderful to see us all together again, and it really is. I've looked back over what was achieved and what will continue to be happening in Gaza, and there are a few projects that have been born out of Viva Palestina. One is a £2 million project launched by Islamic Help, which will take about 2 years to go and achieve. There are projects by Cllr Foundation, which has found a school that it wants to twin with. Interpal was a partner on board Viva Palestina, and so were Umma Welfare Trust and lots of other charities. And from there, more aid has sprung and will continue to go. And also, I'm sure that each and every one of you has an individual project of yours that you want to see through as well. So with Viva Palestina, it's like throwing a stone into a pond, and the ripples continue. And so I'm sure that that will continue to have an impact for a long time to come. Ghada was right. I mean, about the fighting. There was a lot of fighting and disunity, and it was difficult. And I've likened going on Viva Palestina to giving birth. In fact, I think there were lots and lots of labour pains, lots of difficulties. But once we actually got there, we forgot a lot of the things that had happened on the road. But the reality is, we did all come together in the adversity that was thrown at us along the route. And by the time the Egyptians set about us, there was real unity in adversity, which is why the Egyptians could not break us. And I really salute each and every one of you today who held fast, made demands, stood fast, and not one of us, as a result, not one of us had to go through the humiliating process of taking our vehicles through an Israeli checkpoint. And that, for me, was a major achievement. There are still 7 of us who are stuck on the Libyan-Tunisian border, although I'm hoping for some good news in the next few hours. And the Tunisians, unfortunately, have shown their darker side once again and made the lives of these 7 brothers really miserable, despite intense pressure from George's office, Lord Ahmed, the local MP, the 7 men from Bradford still trying to get through. We've got some good news in as much as they've now got ferry tickets and hopefully with a little common sense from the Tunisians we'll eventually get them moving, hopefully today. I did speak to one of their wives this morning and said, you know, that we were having this reunion, but we would also be thinking very much of the 7 brothers who are still trying to get home. But if I can just mention one more thing. During our brief time in Gaza, I did have the privilege to join a few of us together to meet Ismail Haniyeh. And I said to him that, I said, you know, they say that Gaza is the largest open-air prison in the world, and it is, without doubt. But I said, at least your people are free. I said, and when you do eventually liberate Palestine, and you will liberate Palestine, please don't stop there, because we've got to go right across North Africa and liberate every bloody country in North Africa. That we pass through. And so that's something else. And he smiled at that. As well. But as Ghada said, you know, this whole idea was born in a coffee shop just outside of near the Israeli embassy during the dark days of when the war was going on. And hopefully, I'm sure that because of what we've done with Viva Palestina, that I'm sure that there will be other amazing, challenging projects to follow. And finally, I just want to say, because I've never really said it, and I'm not sure where he is, this is the emotional bit, just to say to my husband, thank you very, very much for enabling me to be able to go on the convoy. A lot of the things that I do, I can't do without his support. Just as I'm sure each and every one of you in here today were able to go onto the convoy because of the support you had back home, and that is very, very important. So to those we left behind, if you're here today, it's great to meet you. You were very, very important. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.